after Diddy's house was raided by Homeland Security. Many were left wondering just what could be inside for your house to be raided like that. You must be in some serious trouble. From over 1,000 lubricants to firearms, here is everything the feds found in Diddy's house. The sheer volume and variety of items have left everyone terrified. Federal raid and investigation. In March of this year, multiple properties owned by Johann Diddy Combs were subjected to a federal raid. At the time, the public had little information about the operation, except that it was related to an ongoing investigation. The suddenness of these events left Combs and many others in shock. Reports later emerged detailing the condition of the raided homes, describing a chaotic aftermath, leaving many questions unanswered. Jaguar Wright, a vocal critic of the music industry, has added her voice to the ongoing speculation. She remarked that Diddy might be serving as a fall guy for larger forces at play. She noted that Diddy is seen as the acceptable monster of the moment, drawing comparisons to R. Kelly, whose downfall preceded Combs. Wright claimed that the authorities working on this case were intentionally kept in the dark about the target of the raid to prevent any potential leaks. Jaguar Wright's allegations and speculations. Jaguar Wright further explained that federal agents were not informed of the identity of the person they were investigating to avoid compromising the operation. She speculated that despite this secrecy, Combs might have still been tipped off. Some believe he could have used secret tunnels allegedly built into his homes to evade capture, or that he left the property before the authorities arrived. According to Wright, the agents were entirely unaware they were raiding Combs's residence until after the operation had begun. She emphasized the importance of this secrecy due to Diddy's alleged connections within law enforcement. Wright's comments hint at a broader network of influence, suggesting that the authorities were aware of Combs's ties to informants within the force. This, she argued, was the reason for the lack of communication with the officers involved in the raid. The result was a tactically executed raid that blindsided everyone involved, including Combs himself. The sinister parties. Much of the controversy surrounding Diddy centers on his notorious parties, often referred to as freak-offs. Initially thought to be extravagant gatherings of celebrities and influencers, these events are now rumored to have been far more sinister. Former bodyguard Gian Deal has gone on record claiming that women attending these parties were without their knowledge. According to Deal, the perpetrators would often mix, catching the victims off guard. Deal elaborated on how this method worked, explaining that women who were cautious about what they drank would often focus, unaware that they were being slipped into their orange or cranberry juice. This ensured that even the most vigilant attendees could fall victim. Deal's account has sparked widespread concern over the nature of these parties and the extent to which attendees were ongoing prosecution and alleged cover-ups. While the legal proceedings against Diddy are ongoing, some believe that the full scope of the situation is being deliberately concealed. Despite the mounting allegations, some high-profile figures who were allegedly involved, such as Lucian Graw, CEO of Universal Music Group, have not been named in any indictments. Graw's name surfaced in a lawsuit brought against Combs by Rodney Jones, who alleged that Combs engaged in organized crime activities. Jones also claimed that Combs had hidden cameras in various rooms of his homes, recording not only but also implicating executives, celebrities, and politicians. The lack of mention of certain influential figures has raised suspicions about the depth of the investigation. Many are left wondering whether the full truth will ever be revealed, or if powerful individuals are being protected from the fallout. Statements from the New York District Attorney. The New York District Attorney's Office has taken a firm stance on the allegations against Diddy, stating that he took advantage of women and others for years. The DA's statement also describes Combs's violent behavior towards those who refused to comply, detailing incidents where he allegedly acted inappropriately towards victims physically and verbally. One particularly disturbing report from 2016 cites an occasion where Combs was caught on video kicking, dragging, and throwing objects at a woman in a Los Angeles hotel room. Evidence seized during the raids on Combs's homes, federal agents uncovered a vast amount of evidence supporting the allegations against him. Among the items seized were several firearms. In addition to the weapons, authorities also discovered electronic devices containing images and videos related to the freak-offs. These devices are believed to hold incriminating evidence of the events that took place at the parties involving multiple victims. Perhaps even more alarming was the discovery of over 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant and baby oil, reportedly used during these parties. The sheer quantity of these items suggests a level of premeditation, further supporting the claims that the freak-offs were highly organized and intentional in nature. The implications of the investigation. As more information comes to light, it's clear that this chapter of Diddy's life is one of the most significant and controversial he has faced. The sheer volume of allegations and the evidence gathered paint a dark picture of his actions over the years. While the legal proceedings are far from over, the revelations thus far have shocked the public and cast a long shadow over Diddy's career. The raid and subsequent investigation have opened a Pandora's box of claims about the music industry, with many wondering who else might be implicated. As the case unfolds, the involvement of high-profile individuals and the disturbing nature of the accusations suggest that this story is far from over, with many more details yet to be uncovered. The inevitable fallout. More names may surface as the case against Sean "Diddy" Combs unfolds. Many are expecting more Hollywood figures to be implicated due to their association with him. The public is already speculating about who else might be dragged into the investigation. Though those with significant power and influence may still find ways to protect themselves from the legal storm, Diddy's situation is unique, as he is deeply embedded within both the music and entertainment industries. Over the years, he's formed relationships with some of the biggest names, and this could complicate matters for others who may have been close to him. The legal process will reveal just how deep these connections go and who else may face the repercussions. The influence of Diddy's mentors. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, the rapper's behavior can be traced back to the influence of his mentors. He claims that Diddy learned from individuals like Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons, and Clive Davis, figures who were said to be heavily involved in and questionable treatment of women during the height of their fame. These mentors allegedly normalized behavior that would later play a part in Diddy's downfall. The bodyguard noted that Diddy's exposure to such environments likely made him believe that he too could get away with similar actions. From inappropriate physical behavior to related activities, Diddy's former employee painted a picture of a man who learned to operate within an environment that was rife with misconduct. Legal experts weigh in on what Diddy faces. Legal analysts have been quick to offer their perspectives on Diddy's current legal standing. According to experts, Diddy could be facing at least 15 years in prison if convicted on all charges. One senior legal analyst highlighted the difficulties Diddy's defense team will face, especially with the prosecution armed with multiple pieces of damning evidence, including videos and witness testimonies. The prosecution is expected to use RICO charges to build their case against Diddy. RICO allows prosecutors to introduce evidence of a wide range of criminal activities that are interconnected, making it harder for the defense to isolate any one claim. This strategy gives the prosecution a significant advantage, as they can present a pattern of illegal conduct to the jury, ranging from misconduct to obstruction of justice. The racketeering charges. A powerful legal tool. The racketeering charge against Diddy paints him as the head of a criminal enterprise. The prosecutors are alleging that Diddy orchestrated a wide-ranging operation that involved everything. One legal expert mentioned that the defense will face an uphill battle because the prosecution is able to present an overwhelming amount of evidence tied to different aspects of Diddy's alleged crimes. If the prosecution proves that Diddy operated a criminal organization, they can introduce evidence from various incidents that might not seem directly connected, but demonstrate a pattern of criminal behavior. This could include testimony from numerous witnesses and victims who claimed Diddy was involved in illegal activities for years. The sheer volume of this evidence will make it challenging for the defense to refute each point, and even discrediting a few witnesses might not be enough to turn the tide in Diddy's favor. Public response: a push for justice. While Diddy's legal team gears up for a battle, many are celebrating what they see as the beginning of justice for his alleged victims. Jaguar Wright, a vocal figure in the music industry, has been particularly outspoken, calling for a public perp walk where Diddy would be led into custody for all to see. She expressed her desire for Diddy to face the same humiliation that many victims have endured over the years. "I want the perp walk. I want the twisty ties. I want him on the ground," Wright said in a recent interview, making it clear that she believed Diddy deserves the full brunt of the legal system. For Wright and many others, this case represents a broader reckoning within the industry, where powerful men have historically avoided consequences for their actions. Diddy's defense fighting for bail. Despite the serious charges, Diddy's legal team isn't giving up without a fight. His lawyers have proposed a $50 million bond, arguing that Diddy is willing to comply with strict conditions, including house arrest. They also mentioned that Diddy and his family have already surrendered their passports, showing a commitment to staying in the country throughout the legal proceedings. Diddy's team argues that he is trustworthy and poses no flight risk, asking the courts to allow him to be released on bond. However, given the nature of the charges and the weight of the evidence, many doubt whether the court will agree to these terms. Legal experts have suggested that the prosecution's argument, which accuses Diddy of witness tampering and obstruction of justice, will likely sway the judge to keep him in custody as the trial progresses. Looking ahead, more revelations are expected. As the trial against Diddy unfolds, many are expecting even more shocking details to come to light. Some are wondering whether more figures in the entertainment industry will be implicated in the investigation, particularly those who were known to associate with Diddy during the height of his fame. While Diddy's legal team continues to argue for his release on bond, it's clear that the weight of the evidence against him is substantial. The prosecution has amassed a formidable case, including video evidence, witness testimonies, and physical items recovered during the raids. Whether or not Diddy can mount a successful defense remains to be seen, but the coming months will likely see further developments in what is already one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent memory. For Diddy, this trial represents perhaps the most pivotal moment in his life. The charges against him are not just about individual incidents, but paint a picture of a man who allegedly engaged in a wide range of criminal activities for years. The allegations, if proven true, could result in a lengthy prison sentence, potentially marking the end of his career. As more evidence comes to light and the trial moves forward, Diddy's fate will be determined not just by the courts, but also in the court of public opinion. For now, the world watches as the legal process unfolds, with many wondering if justice will finally be served for those who claim to have suffered at his hands.